Good one. Well, hello, YouTube. I am live right now. I am doing this channel. I'm doing this because I want to get people to come and watch my program. I am Raven the Blackbird, and I'm here to tell you that everything that you've done is real good on your channels. I want to do something with my channel. I only came live because I haven't been live for a while. I've been on a lot of people's panels. It's about time I do something for myself. So how's everybody doing out there? How's everything going on out there? What is happening on your side of YouTube? Have you quickly checked everything? Have you looked at your own program, your own YouTube channel to see how you're doing on this? I'm doing this just so that I want people to see who I am. Well, you see who I am on other channels, but it's kind of good to do something live right now. And it's really interesting that I'm doing my channel right now. I'm going live. I'm going to keep on going live as much as possible. Talk about subjects like whatever you feel like, good and bad. But I'm staying away from politics for now. I am doing this channel, my live channel, for the first time. First time in few months. Yes, I was trying to upgrade my computer, and I'm still going to do that. I'm going to do what they call, I'm going to see if this chip will work on that motherboard I purchased. And if it does, what I'll do is I will update the BIOS on it. I will do all that first, and then I will do what people want to know. I want people to get to know me as Raven, the Blackbird. And I'm here to explain to a lot of people that, yeah, I am going to do a lot of different things on my channel. Like, I want to try and possibly give me another camera, point it down a little bit so I can do some scratching. I want to do that so I can literally also show that New Mexico has a lottery system as well. And I am going to show you, and so many other people, what I'm doing right now. So what I do is I share out my channels too right now, because it's showing that I am live right now. Share it to some people, and no, they don't have to come. But I like to see their faces too. And maybe I share out a lot of things, a lot of good things about what I do for time. Now, everybody likes to see cats. There's my kitty cat. There's my baby. I wish they would also have on YouTube and see how many people are actually watching me. I mean, so what have I been doing? I've been doing a lot of different things. Busy with Santa Maria El Mirador disability programs, which I do have a disability. A lot of people look at me and you probably don't look. I probably don't look it. I've been doing a lot of walking. Yeah, I do play the lottery, but I only spend what I have on me at times. I don't always have enough money to buy like something from like how AR Platinum would purchase. And yeah, he calls himself the dumbest channel. AR is not really a dumbest channel, but he does what he likes to do. Texas Kennedy, another scratching channel. She does a lot of scratching. Cash Cody, I really haven't seen him as much. I'm doing a little shout out on a lot of these channels too right now. I mean, heck, Everything Spicy, another pretty good channel. Does a lot of spice. And some now he's starting to get into little bourbon stuff like that. But if you see some of the shorts that he does, pretty interesting stuff. Thrash Life. He's a horse rescuer. He rescues horses and he helps them out. A good thing. Chadio, another one. Not a horse rescue, but a kind of a React channel. Does a little bit of everything on his channel. He reacts to British channels, TV, comedy, and stuff like that. And then he really does a lot of good other stuff too. Also been on a lot of other panels too. I don't know why people say orange drinks are not always good to have to drink. But I do enjoy a lot of these channels. And I do watch these channels as much as possible. And I tend to watch, I know Premier Hill. He's been live here and there at times, but he's taking care of kids and some pets. And he's been doing it. I think he's been doing pretty darn good at times. E-Waste Mike, a scrapping channel. You gotta watch some of these guys who do all these scrapping, like E-Waste Mike. They are scrapping stuff, like old computers, other stuff, cans, whatever. Then you got Gil's Skills and Gil's Skills Live. Well, when on his live part, he talks to R5, and then I can't think of the other guys. The other guy he started also talking to at times, or kind of doing the same thing in ways. And then Amy Amore, a very beautiful lady, who does a little sports channels. Really good channels. But I'm talking about my channel right now, and I'm saying that my channel has been I've been neglecting a little here and there, and I haven't been live as much as I like to be. But it's not always easy to go live at times when you don't have that time at times. Today I did have the time. I am really interested in a lot of channels too. I'm really interested in a lot of things, a lot of ways of people looking at other channels. If you want to subscribe to my channel, come in and subscribe. I will do more content on this channel. I want people's input too. What do you think I should do with my channel, my new channel, too, as well? Make it a little bit more interesting, get some ideas from a lot of places. I've been doing that. Carla is another one. Angie is another is an art lady. She does a lot of these really nice paintings. She's recently was doing a painting of one of Thrasher's horse. I think it was Faith. Really beautiful. First time when I saw it, when she started doing it, it looked like a little an alien. Pretty funny at times, but now she's starting to get it, make it look a little nicer, an actual horse. Really good and really interesting. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of people that had different types of channels. Okay, you got Bourbon Bounty, who does a lot of bourbon. Really good. Yeah, if you don't like drinking, you don't have to watch those channels. You don't, no one's going to force people to watch these channels. That's the truth. The thing is, a lot of these channels have been really, really good at times. A lot of times you have to literally show yourself. You have to approve yourself and stuff like that. And you got to show that you are that net. And if, I kind of screw up on things too. Initiation to literally get yourself out there as much as possible. Now I'm just looking at my channel through my phone. And I'm doing a little sharing. At times I'm sharing. I don't know why. Oh wow. I can do that too. And I'm kind of doing a sharing on a lot of things and a lot of my views and stuff like this. And I'm trying to make an effort of trying to get myself out there as much as possible. It's not always easy to promote your channel at times. But when you do, it's kind of really cool to get yourself out there as possible. That's what I've been trying to do with the channel as much as possible as I like to do. And I'm not here to tell people what to do with their own channels. Because I'm also going on these panels to get some ideas from them. Way of understanding how they're right now at a good levels, subscriptions and stuff like that. Like when you restart your channel, you look at your channel, your previous channel, you did mistakes on it. You learn from them. You take your time and you learn from these mistakes too. And you don't repeat the same mistakes as much as possible. You try to get yourself really in a good position, in a way of understanding what's going on out there as well, walk around your hometown if you have to. See what's going on in your hometown. Kind of get ideas of what you want to do with your channels too. Don't always be a good idea to be always on YouTube trying to promote your channel. I will do what I can. I will look at how to promote my channel. Show people that there's a lot of really good things to do out there. I still wonder who's watching me. Nobody's ever said anything yet. But I digress. It's their choice to watch. They don't have to. It's like any of these channels. You don't have to watch them if you don't really like the content. You can look at other channels. Heck, a lot of people rather look at cat videos, dog videos, any video that they like to watch. As long as it's a good video to watch. A lot of people like to watch movies on YouTube. And yes, you can do that. There's times that you can find free movies to watch on YouTube, which is a good thing to do at times. If you just don't want, if you don't see anyone that's on live and you want it and you're kind of bored, which right now I was kind of bored right now for myself because I need to see what's going on right now. And I go out and I check every channel. I check people, see who's live today. I've seen a few people that are actually live right now. I've seen other people that are actually live previous. And yeah, they're taking their time, relaxing at times. And it's really good. Well, the channels I literally was talking about, I consider them as friends. I like them. I like their channel. I like their content, and I don't judge them based on their. I judge them based on their character. It doesn't matter who you are, what you done. It's the character that's inside of you that's trying to make his or her channel really good. So I'm just going to ramble on as much as I can. If people don't want to come, they don't have to come. I can't force people to come. And I really am kind of happy that I met a lot of people on YouTube. Yeah. Sometimes having no family members to go and visit is the hardest thing to do at times. And like I said, a lot of people say, well, do you know how to drive? Can you drive to one of your family members? No, I don't even have a driver's license. And the reason why I have never had a chance to learn how to drive is that when you're like involved in accidents, you're like kind of scared on driving on the road at times. I really shouldn't be scared of learning to know how to drive. I may consider doing that later for myself. Teach myself to drive. With friends helping me out. Take their time to help me out to learn. But that's going to take time. That's going to take time. It's like, it's not always easy to just start learning. It takes time to learn. And plus, sometimes you have a little paranoia of drivers. At times, you don't know what a driver's going to do. Sometimes you get a little, like, that memory of you sometimes being in, it was not really a severe accident. It was like minor accident, and it scares you. when I was riding my bike a few days ago, or for few years ago, I was hit by a truck. The truck ran me over right here, and see this little light spot right here. That's where I was hit. That's where a tire ran right over this arm right here. I was in pain. I was scared. I was feeling like I was about to die, but I survived it. But that memory is also in my mind because not understanding a fear of vehicles, you got to keep your peripheral vision around you. And technically, I'm kind of blind on this eye. I mean, I could see shapes and stuff like that. This is my good eye. And sometimes you can't always see always around you. You can't just turn and not look at front of you. Other times, I have seen things like I couldn't believe that I was learning so much to do. That I learned to know how to do a lot of this stuff. I have a very good mind on knowing how to work a computer. Computer, an iPad, a cell phone, an Android cell phone. A little easy for me to do. I have not really had an iPhone. I played with it when my sister had one. Pretty interesting thing to play with. But it's not always what it's always is easy to do. I literally struggle with a lot of things too. A lot of times you struggle with a lot of depressions. I have had depression before. I literally had to get myself out of it. I'm dealing with diabetes. That's the hardest thing because sometimes I like a lot of sweets. But I know when not to have so much sugar in my system. But sometimes you tend to have a little bit of sugar in your system. You got to be very careful what you do, what you eat at times too. For almost 4 years ago, I was at 250 pounds. Now I'm at 170, 160, about 165. And losing that much weight was not always as easy. You can get dehydrated. You gotta at least have water in your system too, as much as possible. You kind of wonder what it is and what people do for a living too. You literally try to deal with a lot of anger at times. You try to deal with a lot of people. But there's times that you have to let things like that kind of go. You gotta literally learn. And people, in reality, a lot of people get a little hurt feelings. Well, there's a time growing up. And if you allow that to hurt you, allow people to hurt your feelings, you're no better off than a lot of people are. You have to let it go at times. And the reason why sometimes I go on these channels, we always say everything to each other at times. it's out of a joke. It's not serious. I don't take things seriously now. Yes, I do have that temper, but I literally had to let it go at times. And that's not always easy for a person like me. Because sometimes you get really pissed off at people, even on YouTube. This happens to me as many times as I wish it didn't always do. I had to let it go. And people call you rude and stuff like that, let them. I don't hate people. I don't, like I said, I look at the person's character first. But if you're going to be telling me this and that, I don't always let that part go as much as possible. But I'm not going to tell them off or say anything bad about their channels or about any other people's channel. I'll go to them. I had to let one person go. I was upset. I don't have feelings about it, this person. I just said I don't really want the drama. I don't want to be. And the reason why I said I put the person on ignore and I blocked them for a reason. That reason's for me to only, but I can say it. It's so that I don't don't say anything stupid to that person or get, agitated with them at times or get their channels in trouble. That's the only reason I blocked some people last time. I don't always agree with a lot of people at times. And you have that right to disagree with them. I don't want people to agree with me either. If they don't like me, they don't have to like me. But I'm not going to literally sit here and say that's the way life is. It is. That is the way life is. If you get butt hurt or get your feelings hurt, grow up. Look at yourself first before you say something to somebody that you can get their channel or something where they can end up losing their channel. And like I said, nothing seems what it seems to be at times. Channels, decisions, good and bad and stuff like that, can also make your channel grow or be a big flop. I see those channels being much more really good. Like AR Platinum, he's right now at 100,000 subscribers, maybe even more. And he's doing a really good channel. And this channel I tend to watch his scratching at times. Then there's Fixing to Scratch, another really Texan scratching channel. I like his channel. I like how he says all these things. And like having that money. Like I said, having that money that people win on scratchers. You got to literally see how much you have if you want to do something like that too. Set yourself a budget. Make a budget. Make a saying, okay, this is how much I spent. I don't know when I may end up doing it, but I'm hoping I can do that pretty soon with making that kind of lottery content for this channel. It's going to be on the same channel. I'm going to start doing sections of channels or a way of saying, okay, this is what I'm making. This is what I'm scratching right now. I'm scratching a really awesome ticket. But I'm also doing a lot of other things too. You know, it's it is a way of keeping an eye on yourself, making your channel looking really good, making it awesome at times, kind of making ways of changing yourself in reality. And reality is not always what it seems to be. So I do cooking, I will consider that too. I will consider a lot of different ways of trying to make my channel interesting for people to watch. It's up to the person. Right now I can't, you know, you have to have a little, about 50 subscribers to be able to stream on your phone, more or less. And that's not always easy to do. I'm going to be patient on that too. I'm not going to rush myself to keeping my channel. My channel is what I do. This is what I'm going to keep on doing at times, okay? I may not always be live because I have other things to do out there too. I don't, you may see me once in a while. You may see me on another channel because I like to see who's on. Share their channel. Look at their channels. See how their content is. Help them to build up more content on their channels, because like Robert's channel, he right now call himself Roberto. I'd rather see him put little videos of him like at a store, going to see what he can buy for himself. Maybe I'll suggest that to him, see if he's willing to do that, because he's got a good amount of subscribers. Help him to learn. Other channels like there's several different types of channels I like. There's Geeks and Gamers. I really do like their content. I really do like what they do on their channel. There's several different types of channels. It's not only just one channel. What else? Nerdrotic. They do Friday Night Tights, which is cool, which I watch a few times. I do like to watch some of these guys' contents. Brittany. I don't want to screw up on the last name, but she's another one of these people that is doing the exact same thing as what these people are doing. They talk about Disney, they talk about everything. They literally don't always, people don't always agree with them. Yeah, they have that right to disagree with them. I've seen sometimes, and I do agree with them a few times, because I've seen some of these shows, and they are totally crap at times. A lot of people say, well, have you seen She-Hulk? I don't really care for shows like that. They don't appeal to me. That's my opinion. If people think it's a good opinion or a bad opinion, that's for me to decide for myself. I don't want people telling me, oh, you got to watch these shows. You got to watch these. No, I don't have to. Because some of these shows don't always appeal to me as much as a lot of these other shows that do. Like NCIS, NCIS Los Angeles, NCIS Hawaii, NCIS New Orleans, which that show's done already. But NCIS Hawaii, I watched it. I like it. I like how they literally got this person to be the head of NCIS Hawaii. She's doing a phenomenal job. And then there's other shows like Blue Bloods. I like a lot of those characters on Blue Bloods. I met a few people. I wish I could meet some of these actors. It would be interesting to meet them in person, to see how they are, to see their character inside of them. Don't judge a person based on what they look like on the outside. Look inside their character. Look inside themselves. See what their character is. It's like even on YouTube. Don't judge a person on YouTube based on what you think. You got to look at their character inside. You got to judge from inside, not inside the physical body, but what they radiate from the inside out. What they show in their characters. Changes. Good and bad changes are happening around this country. Some I don't always agree with. Some I don't even really care about. But I rather see good changes than bad changes. Wow. What do you think about all these shootings? Well, I think a lot of people are missing the point, even these politicians. And I'm sorry to get on that subject, but the reality is a lot of these laws that are out there, there's no way you're going to change them. You're not going to stop people from doing stupid stuff like crime on the streets, shootings and stuff like that, because criminals do not follow the same laws as average citizens do. And that's the truth. And that's based on facts, because when you literally look at what's happening out there, you're thinking, oh, it's happening everywhere. Not always happening everywhere, but like I said, you look at your peripheral vision. You see what's going on around you. Don't judge based on what you may think about a city. Think about what's going on most part of the city. Don't judge people based on being a criminal or not. Judge them based on what their character is inside of them. Because there's good and bad in everyone. No one's perfect. And that's the reality. It's like you literally have to see for yourself what's going on in the nation. You got to literally go to these places to see what's really happening too. I'll be right back a minute. The reason why I kind of shut my camera down is because not everybody is wearing pants, and I'm not wearing pants. Sorry to give that vision. I'll be right back. I just get something to drink because I'm thirsty right now. Okay, I'm back. You just had to remember my camera up. Had to give me a couple of these guys to drink. Because even though when you're online at times you do get thirsty and you have to have something to drink. I don't drink alcohol. A lot of people said, well, if you're diabetic, why are you having Gatorade? I do this in moderation. I have other sugar-free drinks too. Um, how is it really going out there? How's everybody feeling about changes? How do you feel about what's happening in your lives? Personally, my life has been pretty good. I have been, like I said, I've been struggling with a lot of things that's happening in my life. I have to deal with a lot of pain too. Recently, I had to think about my dad and my mom because I lost them. Right now, my mom will be 10 years. My dad is almost 17 years. No, wait. Yeah, 17 years. Not always having a parent around. It's the hardest thing to do, to deal with at times. You have to deal with a lot of other stuff too. You have to figure out what to do with your life at times. Do I feel like it's easier to change? Yes. Do I think these changes are good at times? Yes. Do I think some of them could be bad? That's true too. But dealing with angers and depression and diabetes is not always as easy to live on a daily basis because you got temptation out there to eat the most sugary snacks you could ever find, not realizing that you can end up getting yourself sicker or you can end up in a hospital with your diabetes. Your blood sugar is also the cause of your health too at times. You have to literally allow people to understand that you have to live your life too out in the real world. This whole entire YouTube experience has been good and bad at times. For a lot of times. I am trying to figure out what I can do with my channel at times right now. I have stocked a lot of subjects and different things. And there is my kitty cat. My beautiful, sweet cat. I love this cat so much. A lot of people say, why don't you have a dog? Sometimes it's not always easy to find a good dog that you can be around at times. I've been around cats most of my life. I like cats. I like dogs. I like all types of animals. Gerbils, ferrets, mice. Personally, I don't really like spiders as much. I've seen some very beautiful spiders, but they creep me out. I'm sorry, guys. Spiders do creep me out. They can be harmless, but they can also be dangerous too. Oh yeah, I do like this orange Gatorade drink. I wish they had one in sugar-free, but I like the taste of it. Oh yeah. Also got a second one. I really do enjoy what I do, even on YouTube. I do want people to subscribe to me, help me grow this channel as much as possible, because I am gonna literally do different types of things. Yeah, I will try and do an upload video of me doing my computer upgrade, but I'm gonna wait a bit on that because I want to get good memory for my computer as well. Good amount of memory. Up to 32 is the max that these computers can handle. Why did you buy a Dell computer? Why don't you just get a good computer that's not a Dell computer? Well, back then, I only had enough money to purchase me a Dell computer, but I couldn't afford the others. I wish I could. Buying an actual gaming computer is also very expensive at times. A lot of times you got to realize it costs money to purchase stuff. Some of these things I had for years. Camera I recently purchased, which is, well, this camera I bought maybe a year ago. Can handle 8K, 4K right now. Right now I'm at 720. I would like to have full access of StreamYard, so I can do a little bit more. I may get a chance to do that later. But until then, oh man, I've been on for at least almost an hour. And I've been waiting to see if people will recognize I'm online right now. I don't know if people are actually really subscribed and hit the like button or be able to get notified that I am actually live too. Now, can I talk about my other channel? Yes, I did lose it. I'm not angry about it. A lot of times you gotta figure out what to do next. You can be upset. You can try to appeal so many times, but like they say, it goes one ear out the other. I'm not going to be angry with YouTube for that. Yes, this is a global community of rights of people are being trampled on at times, but I digress. It's not always easy having your channel and not having too many people subscribe to it and seeing that you're on at times. It's going to take time for my channel to grow. I'll get myself on other channels, other places, and see what they do. I will let people know that I have been doing this for a time and time. Yes, you try to see laundry and then you see this door open right here. Yeah, that's going to take time for me to get my laundry done. Because right now, this apartment right here I live doesn't have a washer and dryer. I had to go down there and use the laundry, but I would have to pay for it. And when you don't always have money, you you're sometimes left with close building up at times, and that's not always easy to do. To try and change your laundry or try and change everything around, not always as easy as you think it is. Well, some people say, well, why can't you live in a regular apartment that has a washer and dryer? One thing is I can't always afford those apartments. Too much for me. When you're living on a fixed income, it's not easy trying to live in means. And can't always talk as much as if you feel like to. Well, why don't you just do some really short videos and start uploading? I can do that. Like I said, I can do it through my phone, but uploading a lot of these short videos and trying to edit them, it's kind of like the hardest thing to do. When you don't always know what good videos you can have out there, or what good videos are out there at times, what to make, what to do. Not always easy, but you work day by day. You kind of figure out what to do next. What is it I'm going to try and do on the next time around? Well, you try to work your butt off. You try to get yourself out there. You try to make easy ways of means. Sometimes you don't always get what you need to do. And that sometimes takes a little money too. I'm thinking of dumping Boost Mobile for Xfinity Mobile, but I'm going to be patient on that. On switching for now. I'm kind of figuring out why sometimes they ask for a credit card. Well, right now it's changing. It's changing for the good for Xfinity. Oh yeah, Xfinity is upgrading their systems. For a lot of people who are Comcast customers or Xfinity customers, you're going to see changes. You're going to see changes on the internet. You're going to see the highest right now will be 2 gigs down and 200 up on the upload speed, which is in a way really good. What I have is a 1.2 gigs down and 35 up. That will go up to 200 on the upload. But it's taking time for them to do all these upgrades first. They can't do it all in one day. It's nearly impossible for like a city, especially a bigger city, which they were able to do, no problem. But they're also doing these upgrades in a lot of cities too. And that also takes time for them to get everything situated. There's no way they have to update the nodes. They got to update everything to have DOCSIS 4 to be able to handle those speeds. Because sometimes DOCSIS 3.1 or DOCSIS 3 is pretty much the same standard right now. Well, they got software to upgrade the nodes itself. No, sometimes you have to physically change out the equipment to be able to have higher speeds on the system. The next thing is DOCSIS 4, and it's like taking them time to get everything done. And they're supposed to be done by 2025. And that is not easy to do because some people don't want to work on these things. And sometimes they don't have enough equipment to be able to switch a lot of these nodes out. You know, they can take out the equipment inside the same nodes that they can still use, replace them with newer nodes inside the system, inside these things, or replace the entire thing itself. It's sometimes kind of cost worthy. And it costs money to do at times. And it's not always as easy as you think it is. Because you have to also upgrade even at the homes. Some homes will have way of having fiber to the home. Some homes have coaxial. You would also have to update the coaxials access to each of the coaxials that are still to the home. But some of these coaxials they use can handle up to 10, maybe 100 gigs. Like I said, I digress about that. I'm not sure about this. But watching some of these channels that literally had cable repair guys or cable guys, see what they do. See how they will literally help people get internet access, you know. Well, a lot of people say, well, if you're going to get to 2 gigs down, that's not 2 gig service. It is. Because at the end of 2025, they said they will even be able to upgrade the upload speed to the current speeds as you would have fiber. But you also have to upgrade all the input. You have to upgrade the wiring outside as well. You have to put a lot of new fiber lines. You have to exchange fiber coaxial fiber to fiber at times. And sometimes it's kind of hard to do. Because of all the nodes in these substations too. Most of the substation also has to be even upgraded at the local Comcast services. They have to upgrade everything inside as well. And that's always, sometimes it's so seamlessly that you don't notice anything, but if you have like one of those pods and you see the light flashing, it's because that tells you that they're working on it. Or sometimes your modem will go down, or they'll send you a message saying, we are currently working on your area at a certain time, and they do it at night, which is in a way a better way of them doing it instead of doing it in the daytime, because then they can work on one section, because some of the cable lines are still good. They'll still be able to handle all these speeds that are coming down through Comcast. Changes, this is what I'm saying. Good and bad. Well, why are these changes happening? Why is everybody going to higher speeds? Well, most people are at home, working at home. Well, they start realizing it's right now draining their system, and a lot of people are having problems with the systems at times. When you're like going online, sometimes you get buffering, or you get your system frozen a little bit, because that's happened to me a few times, even when I'm on panel with other people. So I have to shut down my camera to show the avatar. Sometimes I do this. Let's say you're seeing me right now, and all of a sudden it just froze. Well, I would go to this, and you're seeing an avatar of a raven. Well, because of my camera sometimes quits on me. That happens so many times. It pisses me off at times. Yes, I should get mad at, but it's not always as easy to stay mad at it. Well, I can literally log off my computer, but then I would have to shut down my computer at times to reset the thing. And that's sometimes not always as easy thing to do. It sometimes is harder to do that as well. Well, and you could do that, but then if you're on panel and you're still talking to people, you boot yourself out of the panel. And I'm talking about, say, if I want people to come on my StreamYards, I only can have 6 for now. I may look up updating that. If you hear that, that's my cat. He's fine. I gotta check on him. So what I'll do is I'm gonna end the program. Okay, yeah, he's fine. He's just puking like most cats will do. But like I said, I'm gonna end this program so I can take care of my cat and see if he's fine. Check him out. See what he threw up or puked out. It's interesting. But I may come back on a little later on today, or may wait till tomorrow to do a little bit more programs, more YouTube lives as much as possible. And I'm going to talk about upgrades. Not only as I will probably maybe do my upgrade tomorrow on my computer, just the motherboard, and see if I can use the same chip that on this motherboard to see if it would work. If that motherboard is not like faulty, and if this chip work on that, I will. I have the BIOS. I can update the BIOS on it. No problem. Easy. Piece of cake, as most people say. But like I said, upgrades. What are you going to see upgrading in your systems? Because Comcast right now has led the way of a lot of other channels, but it had to start with Google Fiber. And I know people who probably have Google Fiber. I'll talk about that tomorrow too as well. If you want to come on my program tomorrow, I'll talk more about all this stuff. Phone upgrades, everything. Kind of give you the knowledge of what changes you might see if you're a cable company, if you Comcast, Spectrum, or any of these other cable companies. They're doing their upgrades too. but be patient with them. Let them work on the system first, because when you literally start seeing changes, it's not going to be like, oh, it'll be like that one day. That one day that you wake up. It can happen one day, but it can take months. It can take 3 to 6 months or every year. These changes will be taking places this year with all the companies, because they're always wanting to make the customer happy. See, you are the customer. You pay for the service. You're the one that agreed to sign the contract saying, I like to have some of these upgrades. I would like to have the highest speed that you're going to have. Well, like I said, I'll even talk about the 10 gig service that Comcast is upgrading to. It's not going to be fully. It's going to be. It's going to be in sections. It's not going to be fully out there, because they don't want to blow up their system. They don't want to have their system and customers calling and complaining about, well, you failed me as a provider. I'll talk more about that tomorrow, okay? Right now, I gotta take care of my cat. Good luck and peace. And please respect people's rights. Good luck and peace. This has been Raven the Blackbird, signing out.